those bigger teams up there. We're going to see how it goes. We got Butler on the blue side, UConn on the orange side, and so far UConn are going to be taking it right down Butler's side of the field.
That's going to be a wide open net, and UConn going to get rewarded early as Astro hits that across, and Kai turning with it actually resulted in a kind of accidental double commit. Roy's just going to punish that right off the bat, and so Butler being shown already that they're going to be given no space. Sire is going to come across, but no actual challenge. It's just going to have to bounce in the midfield as a little bit of hesitation there, but an open net. Is that going to go in? It's going to be just wide. Chirp went to the corner. Thought they had a little bit more time, but they get away with no punish. And now on the far side, the pass out on the outlet, that's going to be a miss.
And that's a big difference maker that should keep the series a bit more even. You saw there UConn had an opportunity to increase that lead. It looks like two players had the same idea, and now they're going to leave that net wide open. It wasn't disaster for them the first time, but now they are going to pay.
Sometimes that's what some good passing is right there coming in from Astro. They don't look to do anything to want to press for that winner, but you don't want to get a little too overzealous. Speaking of, the cut from Astro is actually going to take two players out. Chirp tries to pass this one in the middle. Disaster gets a little too close. That's a giveaway. Kai, the long shot. It's a great save by Droiz. The attack's not over yet, though. Siren off the corner. Disaster saves this one, but defender's back, and they will get that save. And now with 10 seconds remaining, how aggressive do you want to be? Do you want to go for the win, or are you going to take overtime? We'll have to see as this one's the back post. Will be saved. It's still lobbed up. Astro the double. They don't touch it, but Siren at 0 seconds will steal game one.
Oh, steal, clutch out, however you want to call it. There's so many opportunities here for UConn to just get the ball on the ground, get possession, try to get something going there. And like you said, I mean, Butler played that perfectly. They just kept the ball alive. They kept it in UConn's end of the field, which is what they needed to do. And that's what they're starting to do once again. Oh, going right off the crossbar, so not going to be able to find another shot after that. That might have actually opened things up. UConn so close to getting that first goal again. Just a few unlucky bumps going both ways for these teams thus far. I mean, what more can you say? Compared to the last two series we've seen, this is an amazing match. Or potentially could have been created if they were just a second or two sooner to getting it off. But they do get the ball back eventually.
And both teams looking for boosts. A lot of spread out. Now uncontested is Chirp, but they're not able to angle it.
The speed is not there to try to get any sort of momentum with it. Now the ball's going there. It's almost an empty net. It's a 2v1, but Chirp with a great save there. Have a player advantage for just a second.
Oh.
Can they get the shot? There it is. Disaster strikes in more than one way for Butler, and UConn going to open things up again. This time it took a lot longer.
Oh, that's brutal. Somewhat defensive mistake, but now they're going to have to make sure they get out of it on their own defensive half. Kai with a shot, and that's going to tuck underneath the defender. And as quick as you like, that's going to be Butler back in it.
Yeah, look at that. It just seems like UConn didn't know where the ball was. It seems like they might have lost track of the objective for just a split second.
They'll fake out one. They'll go for a cut, but it'll get deflected down. Astro lurking down there on the cherry pick. Might be able to generate something. They'll generate a great pass, and Siren comes through. And what is this comeback here? Butler from one down, now leading, headed into almost in the final minute. And they only need to last for a little bit longer, but Chirp with a brilliant pass off the backboard. Kai can't read it, and Chirp can, but it's going to be saved again. Disaster coming through. They're going to get beat. Droiz over the top, open net. Kai can't save it, in 2-2 again.
That was such an amazing shot. Let's see how this plays out. Astro tries to clear that mid play. I talked about how good mid is for UConn. They're waiting in the wings.
Approaching 0 seconds and still in the UConn half, something that they're not comfortable with, especially after the way that last game ended, but it will this time be going to overtime, and we could not have asked for a better way to end this broadcast.
That's what they're going for, but Kai able to get it to the other side of the field, so now Droiz gonna have to have some fancy work here. The ball, it just keeps going back and forth. No one's had a real opportunity so far, despite the fact that it's been on both ends of the field.
And
that might be it.
Droiz
that is it!
Be able to capitalize the crossfield pass just behind that defender. And that's why it's so important to be exactly where you need to be positionally. But Droiz will punish that, and bring UConn back. That will be a 1-1.
Thus far, that was a good defensive rotation that time, and now they are able to carry it back to the other end of the field, and now that ball is just in a... Oh, that was lucky for them. That almost went all the way in.
Yeah, but instead they will get away with it, and a little bit of a bump opens up some space, but no one gets there except Kai, who is going to send one into the top shelf on the open net. So unfortunate coming out from the UConn defense.
Yeah, Chirp. Again, look at that. There were two defenders there, both Chirps, and I think Droys were there.
UConn struggling a little bit down the stretch here, but it's certainly Butler's not out of this by any means. They're looking for more, and they might get it, especially when you don't close those aerials down. Another save coming through, but Butler looking to draw some more blood.
The first goal, I believe. Yeah, first goal came through, so there was Butler's scoring chance. And now at halftime, it's 1-0. This has been such a low-scoring series thus far, and there is the equalizer. Disaster. Not going to make the same pun, but they are going to get the first goal for UConn once again. And things are tied up even as they should be. It
really shows the margin with what we're dealing with in some of these goals. But coming in with this equal scoreline, got to be making sure you're not giving away anything. As I say that, Disaster, they're just going to scoop one out of the hands of the Butler defense.
Yep, again, midfield, every time they see Butler try to make a play through it, they were down, now they're back up. These leads just keep going back and forth in UConn. I would like to see them play a little bit... All right, well, you know what? Now I can't even say it because then immediately gets where I would say. I would love to see them play keep away instead of going for some aggressive plays, try to just keep possession. But now they're going to have to play a little bit more aggressively because the series is tied up again.
Player going innocently for a corner turns into the player that's no longer in goal to save their kind of teammates' backs there. So very unfortunate result there, but a bunch of overlapping movement means no one is back for Butler, and that's a third.
Just a great follow-up there by Droys. You see, the ball was taken away for just a second, but Droys follows through, is able to nudge it over to Chirp. Basically been a low-scoring affair thus far, but this has been the highest-scoring game of the series. Now Disaster's looking for 3. I believe that is, 3 goals. That is the hat trick. That's going to give UConn their biggest lead of the series.
And you can't hit it much sweeter than that. Disaster's catching every single bit of that ball. But at the end of the day, when you have a 2-goal lead you're trying to protect, every second you're ticking off the clock makes the job a lot harder. And now that job has gone from hard to just simply not possible. UConn going to take the lead in the series. We'll have to see what this Butler squad is made of.
Yep, your mindset at this point has to be GG go next. You might be down 2, or I guess 1 in the entirety of the series, but you still won 1. You won the first matchup. So as long as you win this one, you keep going, you stay alive. In UConn, looking very deadly at the beginning, looking very proficient. Not just knocking on the doorstep, they blow the door down, and 30 seconds in, 29 to be exact, there is going to be Chirps. We talked about Chirps partners earlier, still putting on a great performance in their own right, and there they are, going to be the first one to score.
Now Droys quickly up, gets a nice touch. It doesn't have to be far, it just has to be dangerous, and it will be. Chirp, they'll get the save generated out of Butler. Another shot coming through, forcing some heroics, but now with a little bit of space, Butler on a dribble. Kai does a little stick handling, fakes out that defender, and they get an equalizer.
There was a great opportunity there for Kai's shot to be blocked by Droys. It looks like they overestimated how high it would go in the air. So far, the ball's still on their side of the field, but they're looking to turn it back up as soon as they get that clear out.
Now Chirp on the air dribble. That's going to generate a double commit. Now it's technically a 3-on-1, and Kai is up to the challenge. Gets a good 50 and allows his teammates to rotate back, but they're not out of the woods yet. Droys, that shot saved. Disaster, the cut will be cut out on these opportunities, or maybe they just don't really fully understand just how much time they have, because that's the second or third time I've noticed they've had a man advantage. They're just not taking advantage of it until now, I guess. Chirps puts a second one in.
Yeah, they said, hey, Danger Taco, we'll take as much time as we want to get these goals. They'll come. Don't you worry.
Nothing coming out from that. Disaster. Back across the middle. Kai gets a long hit. Siren's up.
No.
As well. And that's to the corner. Kai waiting for a pass. They'll get it. Astro's there off the near post. Nothing going. Siren gets denied, and Kai will miss, and that'll allow UConn a little bit of break out to the corner.
It's like Droids was going to severely underestimate how high that ball was going to go on the defense. They were the last line there, and now they're going to be helping get that ball in. So that great save on the other side of the field, let them have a great counterattack. There is Chirp, who has been the MVP of this game for UConn.
Yeah, certainly so, but they still have to hold on for 40 more seconds, and 40 seconds, a lot can happen. Sirens trying to prove that right now off the backboard. Kai, no touch on the follow-up. They're going to get a little bit of some quirky touches there, but not resulting in anything, and Droids will get a clear how these final attacks go through, but with all these clears, it just becomes less and less likely.
Well, that was the best opportunity that Butler had to try to get one more on the board. 3 seconds left, not in their zone. That is going to be... Can they get one more? They do. That is going to be Chirp. Not only getting a hat trick, but getting 4 on the board. We saw a hat trick last time for Disaster, and that is going to be lights out. That is going to be the finishing touch from University of Connecticut. They are going to take this victory. What has been an upset, at least according to standings, but from the way UConn has been playing, I called them a dark horse earlier on when they were down 1-0. I really think this team could go much further in this tournament with how they were playing.